War II, and that was not very good for having a long life, but thankfully.
I was interested in the wording that about my parents having raised his hand. So my father raised his hand to save the teacher's face and gave the right answer. And then the same thing repeated itself. And yet my father said, despite that, he only got a B. And that was only because spoken until a man named Eliezer ben Yehuda put his energy into reviving the language, beginning at points that I mentioned last time. One is that a living language is dynamic, especially as used by the young. And population took out their anger not on the Tsar, because how do you go to a Tsar and say we're angry at you? So instead they went and plundered a Jewish community, and that was a system in place, and that's pretty much what I'd like to explain to you. That is that all the Semitic 1960, Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner had a skit about a 2,000-year-old man, and he would talk about
What is the difference between Yiddish and Hebrew?
Language, which means that if somebody speaks Yiddish to somebody who speaks German, the German question is that sometimes the same people will speak both languages, and the alphabet is the same. Well, every male, for a while, now it's everybody, learns to read the alphabet, and then they just use it.
Yeah.
He was into writing with invisible partners
That was just last
of Jews. There's the European community, and there's everybody else. The everybody else in Hebrew is called B'nai population. And the reason they call them that is that their dialect of Hebrew, their pronunciation of Hebrew, is different from the East European dialect, from the Yiddish Hebrew. A user of Hebrew sees or hears that sequence sounds in Hebrew. Kadosh is the word for holy, the adjective. Kiddushanu, some of you might know from a prayer, shows you two things. One is that a language besides Hebrew, another Semitic language, has the same root. They